Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to another video, man. Another week review. This is the weekly trading review over the trades I took this week. So I learned a really important lesson. So yeah, man, stay tuned and enjoy the video. Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to another video, man. Today is a weekly trading review. Uh, Not too happy with this week. Could have done better. I broke one rule on Friday, which means I need to de-risk going into next week. That's the most important one. Uh, but yeah, uh, if we go back and look at the trade I took on Friday, uh, this was the trade I took on Friday. It was a loss, a really controlled loss, and a good setup in my opinion. So this one eventually started to move really late into market open, and that's something I've realized a lot recently. The stocks are starting to move late into market open, around like uh, 17-ish. Like at 5, it starts moving in my time. I don't know what time that is, but and I took this trade on Friday, which was a stupid trade to take. Shouldn't have taken this trade, and just accepted the first loss. So I learned some important lessons this week. I'm gonna be going through them. Hopefully you learn something or not. I don't know. So weekly trading review at minus 11.4%. Trading days 5. 3 trades taken. Win rate was 0. Didn't get a single W this week. Total P&L minus 11.4%. Minus 772, no, 22 kroner. That's like 70 bucks. 70 bucks, yeah. Risk to reward was realized. It was losses within planned risk. Expectancy was not realized. Rule adherence score was 4 out of 5 days, which is like okay, but I want it to be 5 out of 5. That's the only thing I care about right now. I need this to be 5 out of 5 every week. Emotional control average was 8.4 out of 10. Daily performance rating average was 7.8 out of 10. This was a technically honest but behaviorally stressed week. Performance damage did not come from lack of edge recognition, it came from end of week rule pressure and outcome focus. This is not a system collapse, this was boundary leakage under frustration, and that distinction matters. What I did well this week was number one, I respected flat days early in the week. The first 3 days of the week were executed correctly as no trade days, not because of fear, not because of hesitation, but because conditions didn't fully align. I waited for pre-market high breaks. I waited for clean support. Run. I did not front run uncertainty, and this is professional patience. Capital was preserved deliberately, and edge was protected intentionally. Number two, what I did wrong this week was emotional stability was high when nothing was happening. Uh, Days 1 to 3 were emotionally stable, rule compliant, and free from forcing behavior. I did not chase delayed bull flags. I did not downgrade standards to participate. That confirms something important. My patience is now real, not conditional on excitement. Uh, and that is structural progress. So I see improvement in my patience, which is a really good thing. And number three, I handled the loss correctly. The CGMB loss was A plus qualified, properly sized, executed, and exited cleanly. No tilt, no rule bending, and no emotional spike. This is proof that my psychology during a single loss is now reliable. Losses are becoming boring, and that is the real edge. When losses are becoming boring, it's a really good thing. You need to make your losses boring as possible. So let's go over what went wrong this week. Number one, I violated my one trade per day rule. This is the biggest problem this week. The core failure happened on day 5 after a clean loss on GAGX. I took a trade on JFBR, this one right here. Uh, this was not a setup failure. This was not a risk management failure. This was process violation. The reason was clear. I wanted to finish green. I became outcome focused instead of process focused, and I justified it with low size and home run potential. That is not aggression, that is emotional bargaining. My rules were not forgotten, they were negotiated, and that's the real danger. When I take this trade right here, it's a good setup, okay, but when I negotiate my own rules is when it's going to go downwards. That's the real problem. My rules need to be non-negotiable. If my rule says something, I do it. No in between. So that's the point I was trying to make there. So, and number two, what went wrong this week? I failed to accept the day after the first loss. GAGX was a valid trade. The loss was acceptable. The mistake was not the loss. The mistake was refusing to end my day there. Instead of honoring the rule boundary, I attempted recovery. That shifted my role from system executor to P&L manager. That is where expectancy breaks. So when I took the first loss here, I wanted to save the day, or basically like save the week in some type of way, and like, oh yeah, if this gets in, I probably have a green day and a green week, so I'll do that. But that's really not what you should do. You should just accept the loss and keep moving. There's another day coming. On Monday, it's gonna be a bank holiday. It's Martin Luther King's Day, so no trade day on Monday. Uh, but we'll see how next week is. Yeah. So this is just daily, every day, like shortly summarized. On day one, 0% no trade day. My behavior quality was good. No A plus setups, correct flat. Day 2 was outcome 0%, behavior quality was good. Missed trade due to broker issue, accepted outcome. Uh, Day 3 was 0%, behavior quality was good. Pre-market high not broken, capital preserved. Uh, day Day 4 was minus 4.4%, behavior quality was good. Clean A plus loss, correct execution. On day 5 was minus 7%. Behavior quality was mixed. Second trade rule violated. So, repeating mistakes slash risk factors updated. The pattern is now clear. After a valid loss, I'm vulnerable to the thought of I deserve another chance today. And that belief is subtle. It feels logical, but it's destructive. The system does not care about fairness, it only cares about consistency. That is now my primary risk vector. Uh, yeah. And this is like comparative metrics. Where is it? Yeah, comparative metrics. Last week was minus 4.4%, and this week was minus 11.4%. So, yeah. Last week I only took one trade. This week I took three trades. Last week's win rate was 0%. This week's win rate was 0%. Uh, Rule adherence was 4 out of 5. This week was 4 out of 5. Emotional control was 8.4. This week was 8. The degradation was not emotional instability. This was late week lapse in boundary enforcement, specifically a shift from one clear execution to trying again. That is where the system bleeds slowly. Now, a key observation was the first 4 days proved I can't wait. I can wait indefinitely for quality. And day 5 proved I still struggle to stop when the day asks me to stop. Nothing dramatic happened, nothing explosive happened. That is what makes it dangerous. Conclusion was this was not a bad week. This was a contained drawdown caused by one rule violation layered on top of otherwise correct behavior. The system itself was respected. The boundary around the system was not. That is a fixable problem. I did not damage my confidence. I did not abandon my edge. I exposed a specific pressure point. That is a useful failure, and I can learn from this. What to uh, what to focus on going into next week? This is really important. So number one, I need to enforce the one trade per day rule mechanically. No exceptions, no small size trade, no just one more. The adjustment I'm gonna make is to hard stop after the first trade, win or loss. Add a journal tag. Day closed after trade, yes or no. Number two is preserve early week patience. Day 1 to 4 were strong. Do that behavior is now identity level. Do not let late week P&L pressure erase it. Nothing to change here, only protect. Number three is to de-risk while reinforcing discipline. A reduced size next week is appropriate, not as punishment, as reinforcement. Discipline must be cheaper than regret. That is a really big one. Discipline must be cheaper than regret. So, action plan is this is my action plan for next week. Trading rules in focus is gonna be one trade per day absolute, A plus setups only, and no outcome based justifications. The tactical adjustments I'm gonna make is to add a second trade urge journal tag. How how bad I wanted to take a second trade. Walk away from screen after first trade, and physical break is mandatory. And now I'm gonna go over my psychological focus. This is just me basically yapping. I'm no longer fighting impulsivity. I'm fighting entitlement, the belief that I should be allowed another attempt. The market does not reward persistence, it rewards precision. The system must be trusted more than my desire to recover. Summary to carry into next week. First of all, I was patient early. I executed A plus setups correctly. I handled losses cleanly. I broke one rule under pressure. Pressure. That is correctable. My job is not to make the week green. My job is to make every day identical. Consistency is not intensity. It is restraint. That is the work now. So that was pretty much it. Uh, I don't really feel that good that first 2 weeks of January have been bad, but uh, the markets have not really been that good either. So, and we have a lot of time in front of us and a lot of more setups to take and a lot more things to learn. So I'm glad I went through this week and learned a good lesson. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. See you guys on Thursday. No, not Thursday. Tuesday is it's called Tuesday. So I'll see you guys Tuesday or Monday. Yeah, Monday is market close, so I don't think I'm gonna make a video there. So yeah, bye bye.